Calaroga Shark Media.
Got a pretty big Saturday Night Live tonight. We'll see if Lorne Michaels is saying goodbye. I don't think so. And I'm still buzzing about Letterman on Colbert. Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Now, people are wondering, is there more to the Will Smith-Chris Rock thing? Yeah, that's back. I didn't expect that to be back today. Chris Rock was on the Fly on the Wall podcast with Spade and Carvey. Rock was asked to name his 5 favorite rappers. During that, Chris Rock said that he had beef with Tupac Shakur because they often dated the same woman, and Tupac usually won out. Now, why is this interesting? Tupac Shakur's most famous girlfriend was Jada. Jada, a.k.a. Jada Smith, Will Smith's wife. Over the years, Jada has denied dating Tupac Shakur, saying they were platonic soulmates. In 2023, Jada revealed that Chris Rock had asked her out on a date years ago. She claimed that Chris Rock called her saying, "I'd love to take you out." According to this version of the story, Chris Rock was taking a shot because he thought she was getting divorced from Will Smith. Who knows? Very interesting. Tonight, Saturday Night Live. Is it Lorne Michaels' final episode? Some people are speculating that it's a good time to get out. I think we would have heard something. I don't think Lorne's just going to suddenly walk away on a random Saturday in May. Tonight on Saturday Night Live, Will Ferrell is your host. Paul McCartney is your musical guest.
Oh my God. Well, we're so excited to have you here this week.
Yeah, we're big fans.
Gosh, you guys, thanks. I'm really excited to be back. Hey, Andrew, need you to do me a favor and get off the stage, okay? Thanks. God, this place looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't think they've changed it much.
Yeah, they even kept the asbestos.
It's very funny. I was delighted by that joke. Get off the damn stage! So, do you guys have any sketch ideas?
Tell them about...
SpongeBob is a circle now?
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Okay, I see you're showing off for Chloe and Sarah. Well, I'm going to give you a little show off of my own. I'm going to give you the beating of a lifetime in front of these gorgeous, talented ladies. How's that?
Get off the stage! Get off the stage!
Yikes, that wasn't Andrew.
What? Who was it?
Paul McCartney.
Oh!
Sorry, Paul. You can stay on the stage. You guys are going to have to find a new host. Just start bowing. Just start bowing.
Okay.
Late nighter among those of us wondering, could Paul McCartney finally bring a Beatles reunion to Saturday Night Live? Obviously, John and George can't be there. Paul's already there. Could Ringo come by? Paul's promoting his new album, The Boys of Dungeon Lane. On that album is a song called Home to Us, billed as the first true duet between McCartney and Ringo, and the first song since the Beatles broke up to feature 2 members alternating lead vocals. I like the song. It's a little cheesy. It's a little catchy, which kind of is what McCartney does, kind of what Ringo does too, so I like it. They're guys in their 80s. Relax. Maybe the vocals aren't as good as they used to be. You be in the Beatles. Now, Ringo himself just had an album called Long, Long Road. He is not on tour until May 28th. Ringo has only appeared on SNL once, hosting an episode in 1984, and that was when Lorne Michaels wasn't there. I think that's just a coincidence. You may recall the story. In 1976, Lorne Michaels offered the Beatles cash to reunite on SNL. Lorne Michaels said, all you have to do is sing 3 Beatles songs, and he offered them $3,000. Now, what's great about the story is John Lennon revealed that he and McCartney happened to be hanging out that night at John Lennon's apartment at the Dakota, and they considered going down to show up and collect the $3,000. That would have been amazing. If you're not familiar with New York City, the distance between the Dakota and 30 Rock, not a lot at all. They could have jumped in a cab. By the way, imagine Lennon and McCartney jumping in a cab, but it's New York City. That stuff used to go on. So we will see if they show up. Now, we learned from Jeff Ross that the roast of Kevin Hart maybe perhaps could have been the roast of Paul McCartney. Jeff told Variety, we did ask Paul McCartney at one point. To me, that would be a fantasy roast. Paul McCartney doesn't eat anything, but a Paul McCartney roast would be good for the world. It'd be so funny to me because he's so loved. That's a good segue to some stories that I didn't get to all week. I've been holding on to these, but we'll go from the Beatles to the Rolling Stones. The Stones have a new album coming out. Their last album, Hackney Diamonds, in 2023 was pretty good. The first 2 songs from the new album are decent. The new album, Foreign Tongues, includes guest spots from people like Paul McCartney, not like, actually Paul McCartney, Robert Smith of The Cure, and Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Rolling Stones joined Conan O'Brien in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Ronnie Wood told Conan that Paul McCartney was checking items off his bucket list and wanted to appear on the album, said, now I could say I've played with the Rolling Stones. Conan described hosting the conversation as the gig of a lifetime. Conan said that the vocals on the new album didn't sound all that different from the vocals from 1968. Mick Jagger said, well, I was taking a lot of drugs in 68. Conan joked he was actually there to stage an intervention. The new record will be out July 10th. The Rolling Stones were also hanging out with Jimmy Fallon. Fallon brought back a bit called Real People, Fake Arms and did this with Mick Jagger. The bit originated with Will Ferrell, who's on SNL tonight. This all is coming together, John. Well done. Total accident. Back in 2010, Jimmy Fallon and a celebrity guest act out a scene from the fictional 90s Canadian soap opera Jacob's Patience. The running gag, one of the actors insists on using mannequin arms instead of their own, no matter how absurd the situation, while the other tries and fails to carry on as if everything is normal. In the Jagger piece, they were in a jewelry store called Hackney Diamonds. Again, the name of the Rolling Stones 2023 album, which is pretty good. Mick Jagger greets Jimmy Fallon and says, pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Ron Wood was on Wednesday's Fallon. Keith Richards was on Thursday's Fallon. John, you never mentioned Kevin Hart. I know. Kevin Hart has teamed up with Michelob Ultra. They are going to pay one soccer fan $90,000 for 90 minutes of work at the FIFA World Cup 2026 final. My question to the winner is, how are you going to get there? Are you going to pay the $150 train? You can't park at the stadium, and there's no ride shares. How are we supposed to get to this game? The selected fan will be the Superior Player of the Match Chief Trophy Officer. That fan will be responsible for delivering the Superior Player of the Match trophy on the field during the World Cup final. In addition to the $90,000 compensation package, the recipient will receive 2 tickets and access to the championship match at the stadium here in New Jersey on July 19th. Again, I don't know how they're going to get there. Kevin Hart, you never hear from him, said this really might be the best job in the world. I mean, it's so good. I even tried applying for it. To go from being a fan at home to end up at the FIFA World Cup 2026 final match is something most people can only wish for. Remember like 10 major stories ago, there was Kevin Hart Funny AF and the winner was Ron Taylor. Ron Taylor won a comedy special on Netflix. Does he have a time limit on that? Ron Taylor told AV Club about a week ago. I haven't got any details about that, at least not yet. I'm still kind of wiping the crust out of my eyes. But the way I've been thinking about it is that's next month. So every month I'm going to say I have to shoot this hour next month. That way I can be working on it diligently and intently to where it'll be ready whenever it needs to be ready. All right, Ron Taylor, how are you going to use your newfound visibility? Ron Taylor said, it's interesting. Kevin Hart has given a good blueprint of what I think most comedians would like to do when they think about life outside comedy. Before, a good blueprint could have been like Steve Harvey doing different shows and stuff like that, but I think Kevin has done everything. He's got his own shoe. He's a comedian that's not very tall, and he's got his own athletic shoe. He's got movies, books. He's even got a music deal. He's got a rap alter ego, Chocolate Droppa. He does? I didn't know that. Is that a thing? I'm Googling. What do you know? There's a Tiny Desk concert on YouTube. Oh, we will get to this some other day, like July 4th week, when I'm like, how am I going to fill the time? We'll get into that. I'll just add that to the notes for a slow news day. We got too much this week. Ron Taylor said, I want to use this momentum to work as much as I can. When you're coming up and you're trying to make things happen, you can't just go to a comedy club and say, hey, can I have a weekend here? They're like, can you put butts in seats? If not, get out of here. President Obama teased his upcoming HBO Max show. That one features comedian Larry David. You know that guy. It is titled Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness. Obama said, I've sat across the table from some of the world's most difficult leaders and wrestled with some of the globe's most intractable problems. Nothing has prepared me for working with Larry David. I'm just a producer on the show, so I don't have to deal with him day to day, but still, it's a lot. Larry David then walks into the video and goes, hey, 44. Obama says, yeah. Larry asks, can I put you down as my emergency contact? Obama says, why would you do that? Larry says, well, if they see your name, they'll be more inclined to help. Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness, HBO, June 26th. NBC picked up The Paper for Season 2 on Peacock. That's the Office spinoff. I was kind of enjoying it, and I think I got, I don't know, maybe 7 of the 10 in. I'm not sure I finished the season. Maybe I did. Can't remember. It's fine. NBC has also renewed Reggie Dinkins, starring Tracy Morgan and Daniel Radcliffe for a second season. The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins stars Tracy Morgan as a former football star whose career ended in a gambling scandal. Apparently someone's watching that. Prime Video signed up Brett Goldstein for an 8-episode, half-hour single-camera romantic comedy. In Escorted, a divorced dad, presumably Brett Goldstein, accidentally becomes a male escort. And now I'm pretty sure it's Brett Goldstein in this romantic comedy about sexual dynamics, keeping secrets, and whether real intimacy can ever be bought. Goldstein said, I'm so excited to bring a wholesome show about condoms, co-parenting, and cosplay to Amazon, the place where I actually buy my condoms, so it feels like a real circle moment. Last weekend, like 8 days ago, maybe 15 days ago, I bumped a lot of stuff this week. Jon Stewart was down in Philadelphia playing drums for his band Church and State. This was at the Sing Us Home Festival. Jon Stewart learned how to play drums during COVID. He said, "It's been such an incredible gift to sit around guitarist Andy Bova's basement like a group of proper 14-year-olds and write songs. Who's up for some indie old man emo? Not a genre yet, but it's coming." The band is led by singer-songwriter Rick Barry, who's an Asbury Park musician. If you're not hip to Asbury Park, New Jersey, there's a thriving music scene down there. Always a great place to catch a show. Boba's father, Jim, plays bass. Church and State's YouTube page has 48 subscribers. We gotta get them some more. 48. And they posted 3 videos from past shows. Jon Stewart said, "The feeling you get when disparate limbs lock in and move in a way they never have before, you can feel new neural pathways opening up, lining up. It feels like the opposite of death." And Jon was playing drums for the Very White Stripes. That is the band that appeared the other day with Conan O'Brien on guitar, Jimmy Kimmel on, I don't know, some sort of woodwind. I don't remember. I'm doing this story from memory. And some lovely young lady on vocals. And they just shared another clip, which I just grabbed. So we'll let that take us out, and I will see you tomorrow. If you would like this program without commercial interruption, go on Apple Podcasts, click on the show. There's a banner. It says uninterrupted listening. You click that. Then for 30 days, no commercials, asterisk. And then after that, it's $5 a month. Great way to support the show. Now, what's the asterisk, John? I have to do this manually. Take it up with my hosting company. They will not add a way for me to automate this. Every other hosting company has this, but the one I use just won't do it, no matter how much I nag them or shame them publicly like I'm doing now. So what happens is John gets up in the morning and has to grab the show and upload it a second time, which is not, torture, but I'm also not doing that at 3:05 in the morning. So you get the commercial-free episode at like 7 something, usually by 7:15. See you tomorrow.